Unpopular opinion, but I'm going to say it anyway. The secret to staying in a successful, non toxic relationship is shutting up. Just shut up. Just shut up. Like, I promise you, I promise you, your relationship will be 100 times better. We don't know how to shut up. Like, ladies, me, me, hello, her. We don't know how to shut up. And it's killing our relationships. Know how to shut up. That man do not want to talk to you. He don't want to talk to you. He don't even feel comfortable talking to you. And that sucks. You don't have to say everything you feel. You don't have to say everything that comes to your mind. Respect that man and just learn how to bite your tongue sometimes. That's it. That's all.
Hey, number one, always and foremost, shout out to the content creator. I appreciate for her for sharing her perspective. Man, she said a mouthful, but I get it. I get her sentiment. I think I wouldn't come off with that particular approach to just say, women need to shut up, but I get her sentiment, right? I think it's just knowing when to speak and not to speak. And it just comes off with more grace and class from my personal opinion. Because one of the things she said was basically closer to the end, which I would say I really agree with is, knowing when to bite your tongue. I wouldn't say that your man don't want to talk to you, but maybe if it's not anything about any substance, right? I'm here for the small talk. Sometimes, like, I love going on walks with my wife, and we can just chat it up about, just basic things, and then we could chat about things that's in depth. If anything, I would say that, like, if your man's had a hard day at work and he's coming home and he needs to decompress, that may not be the time to really go in and try to have a deep conversation or just a lot of nonsense talk, right? Just to kind of fill the void. I think that's what it is. But I think like I said, for me, there is a situation of grace and class, meaning, let's say you guys are out in public, or you going to an event or some type of function where you're there to support him, right? I think during those times, just being there looking stunning, looking beautiful, is speaking enough without even having words, right? And I think the less is more, meaning, in those scenarios, if you are spoken to, it needs to be a very small talk, right? Because again, or even if you are talking, it's always reflected back to showing good things in light of your husband or your man. It shouldn't be like, making the focus on you. And then again, that's just those type of scenarios if you're out in public or some type of event. But even at home, uh, dudes don't like to talk as much as you think. And we'll listen, but a lot of times, again, it may be some guys out there who don't like talking to that girl. I don't know why you're in a relationship you don't like talking to it, but I get the sentiment of, if it's not really about anything, but sometimes if you just vibing, yeah, let's just talk. You know what I mean? Or find other ways to fill that void. But I would say the last thing I wanted to touch on with her saying sometimes you need to just bite your tongue. So a lot of times, man, women can just pop off and just be going, just rattling words off, just be talking 1,000 miles per hour, and it's like trying to make a point, but it's almost like to not allow that person to make that point, right? And a lot of times you could be shooting yourself in the foot when all you had to do is just a lot. Here's the thing: men, we're very practical, we're very simple, right? So like even when we communicate, I got a homeboy, right? He could call me, and I'll be like, "What up, bro?" I bet. And that's the whole conversation. You know what I'm saying? And the whole conversation. But in that conversation, I understand everything he said. He couldn't be like, "Hey, you trying to link?" "Yep." "All right, we're here." "All right, bet." And that's it. Versus saying, when females kind of talk, women try to have a conversation. It's like long and drawn out. We've seen like funny memes and and funny videos explaining this. A lot of comedians talk about this, where I forgot who the comedian was. It definitely wasn't like George Lopez, but it was somebody along those lines, right? Very famous, and he was just saying that you know, if he want to link up with his friends or whatever, or let's say his friend was getting married or having a baby, you know, it'd be like, hey, I found out, like the wife might be asking him, hey, I found out that such and such is having a kid. He'd be like, yeah, he told me he's having a baby. You know, and that'd be it. You know what I'm saying? And then the wife is like, well, what baby is it? You know, when is it due? How many pounds is it supposed to weigh? How far along are they? They having a party, you know, to celebrate the baby and stuff. It's like all these other questions. And for us, we won't ask all them questions. Like, we could be hanging with a homeboy for years and only know the simplest things about him, but that's enough to keep the relationship. We don't have to really go into all that depth of conversation to get to know somebody and stuff like that. So I think it just may be a situation on how we are wired. And so when it comes to the communication with women, I get what she's saying. Like, sometimes, like, women don't need to do all that talking. We need to just shut up and just either say something simple or just shut up. Because for a lot of us, it's like one ear out the other. You know what I mean? Just the way we just communicate in two different facets, I believe. And so, like I said, I get her sentiment on a lot of different parts, especially when she's saying women need to just shut up. I get it, right? Because when you're in an argument, a lot of times it can make it worse. When you feel like you're trying to argue your man down or whatever, sometimes just being quiet is the best, and that gets you further than just because it can turn into nitpicking, it can turn into bitterness, it could turn to like belittling. It could be that interpretation, right? Nagging. It could be that interpretation. Also, you know, just being graceful and classy when you're out in certain situations, just knowing how to conduct yourself with not speaking as much. Let you speak based on who you are in his presence, right? Let you speak in that manner. And so, yeah, that was just a few things. Like I said, I get her sentiment. You know, appreciate her sharing and her perspective. And hey, what y'all think about that in the comments? You know, do you believe women should just shut up? Do you believe they should communicate different? Do you feel like it's just us on how we receive it or what? So, hey, if it's your first time, go ahead and subscribe to the Husband Code. If you've been watching for a while, subscribe. Also, if you got any value from this video, hit the like button and also hit the notification bell because we're going to continuously drop videos like this all the time. And until next time, I appreciate y'all. Much love. Peace.